Well, hi there, hey there, hello there, guys. Thanks so much for stopping in. This is Wow Lindrica. Those of you that know me and that watch my videos, thank you so much for your support over the last months. This is going to be a different kind of a video, so I do apologize. So if you are one of my regular subs and you do watch frequently, I'm not sure if this is going to be a video that you're going to want to see or not, but you may. This is something that I've been dreading doing a video about for so long, but if I can do a video that would help someone else, then I need to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and get into that now.
They say you're only young once, but we live for it, we die for it, we live for forever.
Okay, guys, so this video is going to be a little bit on the graphic end, so I do apologize. It is not a video that is for the squeamish, or if you have issues with medical things, then this may not be one of the videos that you want to watch. And if not, I completely understand. I will not be offended at all if you're a regular sub and you just come here to see what I eat on a regular day on the keto diet, or if you're interested in doing 1 meal a day. My feelings will not be hurt at all. This video is made because I feel that it's time for me to stop being ashamed and to start speaking out against a disease. And the disease that I have is called I never can say this right. Hidradenitis Suppurativa. The first word I have always had trouble with that. And it is an autoimmune disease. And I'm going to look over here for just a second because I have everything pulled up so I can tell you what it is. We're just going to call it HS. That's what it's mostly known by. But what it is it's a chronic skin condition featuring lumps in places such as the armpits or the groin. It is an autoimmune disease, and by it being an autoimmune disease, I can never give blood. I can also never do organ transplants because it is something that you can give to someone, which I recently just found that out. So I'm a little heart heavy about that. Not that, I have anyone that needs it, but having that option taken away from you, it's bad. Okay, so I did a little bit of a change of setup here because I couldn't stand it. It looked like I had a halo on top of my head, so my apologies. Anyway, I'm going to get back to what I was talking about with the HS. It is a chronic skin condition featuring lumps in places such as the armpits or the groin. They're saying that it's common now. And when I was first diagnosed, it wasn't common. It was very rare. Let me just give you a little bit of history on it. I'm going to go ahead and show you though real quick before that. I'm going to go ahead and insert a video here so you can see what I actually deal with. Like I said, it is a little bit graphic. It's not for the squeamish. So if you are, you might want to give me about 30 seconds just to show the video, and then you can come back to the video and see it. But I'm going to go ahead and show you that now. Okay, guys, so that actual video there was the hardest video that I've ever done. And I did have the one that I did about the PCOS, and I showed the hair growth that I have and things like that. But this one has been the one that is the hardest for me to tell anyone about. It's something that I've been so ashamed of for years. And just a little bit of the story, I was actually 14 or 15 years old when I first started having the issue. And I remember I was laying in my bed at night and I was feeling under my underarm. It was itching. And I started to feel this little bump under my arm. And I automatically thought I had cancer. I am one of the, the biggest paranoid people that you ever meet in your life. They call me a hypochondriac, I think. But anyway, I started thinking that I had cancer, you know, and I would not tell my mother. I would not tell her at all. I'm still kind of that way to this day. If something's wrong with me, I don't want to tell anybody. I don't want to let anybody know. I want to handle it myself. So I was about 14 when that happened. By the time that I was 16, the bump itself had actually started to grow and had opened up and had started excreting infection, pus, blood. I'm sorry, I know this is nasty. Like I said it, I'm so sorry. But I want to do this video to help people regardless. So there may be even tears that I may be doing by the end of this, and I'm sorry. But when I was 16, I couldn't hide it anymore. What I had been doing is it had been getting all over my clothes. I had been taking paper towels and just sticking up under my arms. I didn't know anything about bandaging or anything, and I was just literally trying to put anything up there that I could think of that would catch the drainage. It had a very distinct odor. It was very smelly. It was so bad, guys. Like, it was so bad. And any of you guys that are watching this that has HS, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So none of this is news to you. But when I hit 16, I could no longer hide it that way because it had started to get all over my clothes. It had actually moved. The disease is not just the armpits and things like that. I mean, people get it on their faces, their backs, their arms, their butt, their genitals, their, you know, between their legs, on the thighs, I mean, everywhere you could possibly imagine, because it has to do with sweat glands. And I just couldn't hide anymore. It actually had went down into the groin area between my thighs, and I was overweight, you know, and that seems to be one of the prominent things with people who have HS. You'll find that they were overweight or are overweight, but it does also happen to the skinny people as well. So, but it went down into the thigh area, and it was getting all over my clothes. There was just no way for me to hide it. And my mom finally, you know, asked me about it in a nice way. She was like, you know, I've been noticing that something's been going on with your laundry, and just thought that I would, you know, I just want to know. So I finally broke down and I showed her, and she started crying. I mean, it was like so bad. Because I've been dealing with this for 2 years on my own. I had not said a word to anyone, guys. And the pain was so excruciating. It hurt to the touch. It was like a burning sensation. It felt like someone was constantly sticking me with a hot poker. And my mom just broke down because I had been hiding this from her. And she took me to our doctor. And the doctor that she took me to was just a general practitioner doctor, one that we always went to. And guys, it was so scary. He had no idea what it was. And he had told me that it would go in and affect my heart because it seemed to be in the muscle. And he was concerned for my heart. So he sent me to another doctor. Another general practitioner, not a specialist or anything like that. A dermatologist, no, nothing. I mean, none of that was even mentioned. Let me get some coffee here, sorry. Yes, it's a Christmas mug. It's all right. But, anyway, he sent me to another doctor. And this doctor also had no earthly idea what it was. He was telling me looked like it was some kind of a bacterial infection and something like that. And he was going to give me some antibiotics, and he wanted me to go see a specialist. So I was like, okay. So he set up me an appointment to go see a specialist, and I went to see a specialist. This specialist had no earthly idea what it was either. Now, mind you, I was 16 at the time, so we're looking around 1994. And I know that HS was actually discovered, I think, let me make sure on that, because I think it was in the 1960s. Let's see. let's see, when, okay, I don't see, I don't think that there's a date. I'm so sorry. I might have to cut this out. It says it affects 1 in 100 people. Diagnosis, treatment. It doesn't say, guys. But anyway, in 1993, 1994, they just didn't know what it was. And the specialists had no earthly idea what it was. Basically just told me, not sure what this is. So they took some cultures, and by that time, my mom had already gotten so aggravated that she took me to go see her surgeon. And I went to see her surgeon because my mother has tumors in her breasts and stuff like that. And she had been going to him for years. And the second he saw it, he goes, "Oh, I know exactly what that is. It's hidradenitis suppurativa." And he said, what we want to do is we want to go in and we want to remove these places through surgery, and you're going to be on powerful antibiotics for the rest of your life. He started me out with Cipros, tetracycline, and over the time my body just became non-responsive to both of those antibiotics, and I was getting sick on everything because antibiotics completely just wreck your body. So I was like, I just don't know what to do. Here I am, 16 years old. I have no one to talk to. At that time there wasn't a thing as, Facebook groups, or there wasn't a Google search engine that you could just go in and research all this stuff. I had no support. And I guess that's the reason I'm doing this video, is because I want to be able to help somebody. I want to help the 16, 17-year-old person who doesn't understand what's happening to them and try to give them a solution of what can help. Because if I had had that, oh my God, I would have loved it, guys. But anyway, he decided to go ahead and do surgery. And at that time, I'd only shown my mom the places that I had under both arms. At that time, it had been under both arms. I did not mention anything that I had above the pubic area. I had a lot of drainage there too. I don't know why I thought I could go through a surgery and that they wouldn't see anything. I don't know why I thought that. But anyway, while we were waiting on the surgery, I went ahead. I mean, this was like literally before they were rolling me in. I was like, well, let me go ahead and show you I have another place. And I showed them. So I ended up having 3 surgeries in one day, and they removed a total of 8 pounds of diseased flesh from underneath my arms, my lymph nodes, sweat glands, and the pubic area. And right now, I don't sweat. I have no sweat glands under my arms at all whatsoever. He sent me home with basically open wounds that my mom had to pack. I had staples. I didn't have any stitches. So it took forever for those to heal up. And then within 2 to 3 years, it started again. So the surgeries did me absolutely no good. So long story short, I just wanted to tell you a little bit of how this happened to me. And it's something that I've had to deal with my entire life. And there have been times when the flare-ups are worse, or sometimes they're better. I go into remission for a little bit, and then I won't have any problems. And then all of a sudden one will creep up, and then if you get 1, you get 2, you get 3, you get 4, and then it's all back out. But I did have the surgeries. The surgeries didn't help. The antibiotics did not help. Nothing helped. I went through this for years and years and years, and I did meet my husband. It was something that was very embarrassing to have to tell him, and even show him, and it's not that he likes looking at them and stuff, but he does help me. So there is somebody out there that will love you regardless of your scars or the conditions that you have. There is someone that will love you and want to be with you and will help take care of you. So don't feel like all is lost. I was in a Facebook group, and someone was talking about they were going out on their dates, and they were attempting to have relations, and the guy just couldn't perform because he was so turned off by these places. And, you know, I thank God that I haven't had that happen to me. I've never been rejected because of them, but I'm sure that there are some people that have. But there are support systems out there for you. So you're not alone in this. So if you've just been diagnosed and you're not really sure, you think your life is over, you know, it's not. You can rise above it. The pain is excruciating when it does happen. But if you do have pain from HS, you know, in flare-ups, you can use Vicks. And I'm telling you this because I'm not a doctor. I'm not anything like that. Of course, I'm not a doctor. And you know I'm not a doctor because I'm on YouTube. But I found things to help with the pain. You can use Vicks if you're having a flare-up. Vicks helps. Vicks salve. And you can use that for anything. You can put it anywhere, whether it's open or closed. It will burn a little bit, but you can do it. Also, Dermaplast, which is a spray antibacterial thing that you can get. I got mine from Walmart. It's a little pricey. It's like $7 for a little bottle like this big, but it prevents infection. It kind of creates a little bit of a barrier and it takes away pain. So you can definitely get that to use. Also, you know, bandages work great. Band-Aids, paper towels. I mean, I've seen it all. But, you know, don't just take my word for what you need to do. I'm only telling you what's helped me. But the biggest thing that's helped me, guys, the biggest thing was going keto. And I had no earthly idea that keto would have the effect that it's actually had on me. I started my journey, I was like 230 pounds. And I'm 4'9", so I'm very, very short. I have other conditions. I have hip conditions, you know, that prevent me from walking around very well, you know, and then I have this too. But I have never talked about this before on the internet, and my husband was actually leery for me to do it, but I needed to. But anyway, I started doing keto because I wanted to lose weight. And, you know, I started seeing the weight dropping. Now, simultaneously, I started noticing that I wasn't having flare-ups. And I never even thought twice about the diet. And I'm telling you guys, the diet that we eat affects us in more ways than we know. Taking out the wheat and, you know, just the wheat alone saved me. So the places that you saw in my video, now that's scar tissue. There was one dark place on the top of my arm that had been broken open into and it had started to bleed. But I have not, since starting keto, and I've been keto for over a year, I have not had any new flare-ups. None. And by that I mean new flare-ups as in places that it's never been before. I still sometimes do have issues with the scar tissue, and that will open up. And like under my arm right here, as you can see, I constantly wear a Band-Aid here. And that's because the skin underneath my arm is so absolutely positively thin because of the surgeries that I had. Letting a shirt, like the seam of a shirt, touch that can actually rip my arm open and start bleeding and the infection start and everything. So that's why I do that. So I always have something on under here. So I'll never be able to wear tank tops or bathing suits and feel comfortable just because I look like a complete Frankenstein underneath there. Everything is completely scarred up. It is still painful, even though it's scar tissue, it's painful. So I'm not going to lie to you and say, oh, keto just did everything and it took away all the pain and blah, blah, blah. No, but oh my God, guys, with keto, it is so much more bearable. So if you are in the position where you are plagued with HS, the Hidradenitis Suppurativa, and you don't know what to do or where to turn, go to keto. It will absolutely, positively change your life, I guarantee. So like I said, I haven't had any new flare-ups, and this has been over a year. So starting out on my journey, it was all about the weight loss. And guys, now it's for my health. And I noticed I've had a few setbacks sometimes where I've cheated and I've ate things that I wasn't supposed to eat. And I knew I wasn't supposed to eat it. And I was like, oh, it's okay. You're not going to gain weight off that. I wasn't even thinking about the health benefits of keto. I was like, it'll be all right. You can get back on track tomorrow and you'll be absolutely fine. Guys, I wasn't fine. One mistake, one day of eating what I wanted to eat caused all kinds of flare-ups. So for me now, this is not about just the weight loss. Weight loss is great. That is everyone's ultimate gain or goal. It should be on this diet, especially if that's what you're needing. But keto is used for so many different things. It fights cancer. you know, just overall health. And that's what I'm doing now. So the weight for me, guys, is not as important as the benefits that I get. As the older that I'm getting, you know, it's scary to think I'm 40 now. And like I said, I've had this since I was 14. So, I mean, how old is that? Sorry, I have to do a calculator to figure out my own age. Okay, 26 years. So I've had this for about 26 years. And I think that that's enough time. I went from, you know, having to wear diapers pretty much to keep infection down, because I had it so bad on like the outside of my butt, like where it meets the leg, you know, the little place. And I couldn't wear anything there. I couldn't put no bandages. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't put it there myself. You know, I couldn't bandage myself. So I've tried everything, guys. And if you are listening to me, which I hope that you've made it this far, because this is a very long video. If you have made it this far, thank you so much. I'm doing this video to help you. Hidradenitis Suppurativa, or HS, since I'm butchering the name, is not a death sentence. It's not going to kill you. It is an annoyance. It is a very painful disease. It's an autoimmune disease that sucks. I mean, nobody's going to say that this is the greatest thing. It sucks. It sucks that I have to deal with it. It sucks that you have to deal with it. But keto makes it a lot more bearable. So from now on my channel, I'm not going to be talking about, you know, just the weight loss. I'm also going to talk about the health benefits. And don't worry, guys, I'm not going to scare you anymore with any videos or pictures of my places or anything like that. But I just wanted to be completely transparent and tell you guys exactly what I'm dealing with. But from now on, it's not going to be just about the weight loss for me. It's definitely going to be about the health benefits. So if I don't put up my macros for the day and I don't break down everything for you, you know, just know that sometimes I just don't feel like doing that. And to me, eating keto foods, approved foods, whole foods, is the most important, because that's what makes me feel the best. And there are some times where I will buckle down. I will document every single thing, you know, because I'm in the mood to push. But I have been doing this for over a year. My body's a little bit tired, guys, to be honest with you. And it's not that this is a diet. It is a way of eating. But sometimes, man, I just get so tired of having to be a slave to a notebook and a pencil, or, you know, my Fitness Pal or chronometer, whatever it is that you use. Sometimes I just don't feel like doing that. So I'm so very, very sorry. You know, I am kind of strict keto in a way that I don't eat any kind of the wheat tortillas, and I don't do, you know, some of these keto-fied foods. And the reason that I don't do that is because it destroys my health. I'm not going to tell anyone what they can and what they can't eat, because that's completely up to you. I'm not a member of the keto police. I just tell you what works for me. So if you ever have any questions, though, about my macros or whatever, you know, like John from IF Your Keto, you know, he had a question about my macros, and I was completely fine with that, because, you know, I was doing 1 meal a day, and sometimes I will do that. But he was concerned that I wasn't eating enough, and that was absolutely fine. I didn't care at all to go ahead and, you know, add those up and things. But for me, it's a health thing now. And, you know, I will continue to do videos showing the health benefits, as well as the weight loss, because I know I have all different types of people that are watching me. But I did not mean for this to be a 20-minute video, or even over 20 minutes, but it is. But guys, seriously, if you know someone that's dealing with HS, let them know that they're not alone. If anyone has HS or any questions about HS and would like to ask me, leave those in the comment section down below. I'd be happy to help you. If you're on Facebook and you're watching this and you have HS, reach out to me personally. I mean, it's however you choose to do it. If you can't find me on Facebook, you can message me on YouTube and I can help you find me on Facebook, because it's not under Wow Lindrika Keto, because that's not my name. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and close this up. So for those of you that have made it this far, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. I just want to help people. You're not alone. We're all in this big thing together. And with keto, we can definitely kick HS's butt. So I will see you guys later. Take care.